I knew there'd been an explosion by the phone call, but I didn't know how bad it was. I went to the hospital, and I rolled in. This had been probably an hour or two after he'd been brought in. I walked into the room. I saw the incredible expressions on my wife's face, and my former partner, actually, who's in this room today, was there in that room waiting for me. And I asked one question: is he going to die? And the answer was yes, he is. And of course, I couldn't accept it. The only thing I could do was literally, I had a scream that came from the bottom of my stomach, that came out my mouth, and I'm sure they heard me all over that hospital. And so Sean's life ended, and a new life for me, for my family, for hundreds of other people began. It wasn't a great way to start a new life, I can tell you. But when I hear of 100,000 people being hurt in Ontario, I can't see 100,000 faces, but I can see one. And so can you. And I'm not going to ask you to close your eyes, but think of your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. That's who we're talking about. Not numbers. We're talking about people, one at a time. There was a study done in Guelph, Ontario, about maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and it was actually this terrific psychologist, great sense of humor, but she decided to look at the differences in behaviors in playground situations between boys and girls. And so she really did the scientific study, went on for 2 years, and she observed kids on the playgrounds. And the findings boiled down to this. Imagine a monkey bar, you know, where you crawl across the top of the bar, and a kid drops down and hurts themselves and has to go off to the hospital, okay? And so now this is a girl who's done this. She goes to the hospital, she gets fixed up, and then now 6 months later, we'll put her in that playground and we'll come back to her in a moment. Young boy does the same thing, same monkey bars. He falls down, drops on this hard surface, breaks a leg, goes to the hospital, gets fixed up, and now here's the little girl and the little boy together in the same playground 6 months later. And here's what the study discovered. If you're a girl, you understand that you got hurt last time when you're doing this, so you're not going to do that anymore. Guess what comes for the guys? I can do this, it can't happen twice. Because, you know, I don't accept that I'm not invincible. I absolutely am not going to die. No way, not me, okay? And I will still engage in some behaviors that by the book probably aren't as safe as they ought to be, because it can't happen to me. Final thought for you is engage. Engage. The difference for us now is to say that has to be a conscious part of our life. We need to do this day in, day out, because we talked about culture change. There is no magic wand for personal or cultural change. When we're all doing something differently than we used to every day, that's when you can actually say we're changing a culture.